adventure begins on a Tuesday night. The kids from the loft are ready to fight. 30 years running, we ain't gonna fail. It's another great night for spinning a tale. Our adventure begins with a quick recap, a character sketch and a digital map. Get out our dice and make a roll or two. Raise up our glasses and toast our brew. What game are we playing tonight? What wrongs are we gonna set right? Let's kick some ass and take some names in tonight's incarnation of Dream Slayer's game. Arrive with a vicious attack, a swift blindside that takes us aback. But don't worry though, it'll all be just fine, especially if we all roll 69. What game are we playing tonight? What wrongs are we gonna set right? Let's kick some ass and take some names in tonight's incarnation of Dream Slayer's game. Roll 'em, roll 'em, roll 'em if you got 'em. Roll 'em, roll 'em, roll 'em if you got 'em. Roll 'em, roll 'em, roll 'em if you got 'em.
So welcome everybody to another episode of Marvel Galaxies. Lots of big news for Dream Slayer Studios this week. The Kickstarter for the project that I've been working on for Everyday Heroes, The Return of the Living Dead Cinematic Adventure, went live this afternoon, and I'm happy to say we are 100% funded, and we are on our way to the stretch goals already. I am handling most of the art chores for the interior of the book, and it's a project that I am super proud to be a part of. I'll have a link in the description of the YouTube video and podcast episode that you can click on to show your support. It's a fantastic zombie universe unlike any other, with special rules for zombies. You can even play a zombie as a PC in this game, something that I feel is particularly unique. So be sure and show some love to our friends at Everyday Heroes by backing this Kickstarter. Additionally, my follow-up for Requiem hit the digital stands yesterday. Requiem, Cryptids, and Legends features 51 crazy critters from urban myths across the United States. It's designed for everyday heroes, but is universally translatable to any 5e campaign. So if you're looking for some creepy monsters for your campaign, pick it up through Drive-Thru RPG today. And as always, if you like what we do here, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, you can help support the channel over on Patreon. Every little bit helps keep the story going. And now, a quick recap of what has happened so far on Marvel Galaxies. The Children of the Blindfather's journey across the mythic world of Hyboria has been nothing short of legendary. Crash landing after their narrow escape from their home planet of New Haven, they forged an unlikely alliance with Conan the Barbarian, who became both their guide and protector across the savage wastelands. In the desert town of Ganitas, they were hailed as heroes after liberating its people from the twisted horrors of the circus of crime and rescuing lost hunter-gatherers subjected to Kree experimentation. Not long after, Thalia began to uncover her true nature, the spark of fire bending, nurtured under the quiet wisdom of the hermit Uncle Iroh. Meanwhile, Jace faced a painful transformation, awakening as an inhuman, his destiny rewritten in his very DNA. But darker trials awaited. As they traveled southward, the air grew bitter and the skies gray, falling under the curse of the Everwinter, cast by the cruel warlock Thulsa Doom. A clash with the warlord Romulus tested their strength, but the true path lay beyond, into the Savage Land. On their seafaring trip there, Usharia awakened to her cosmic awareness, glimpsing the multiverse, fractured, shattered, and consumed, leaving only this lone universe behind, created and ruled by the tyrant of impossible power known as God Emperor Doom. In the Savage Land, they met Khazar, and the children ventured into the land of the lost, confronting Thulsa Doom, ending the Everwinter's grip on the land once and for all, and standing at the gateway to Atlantis, their final destination. Stepping through the gateway, they faced their final Hyborian trial. The confrontation in the depths tested every inch of their power and unity, ultimately defeating the warlock as he sought vengeance for their meddling. Their reward was a rare honor. Prince Namor granted them passage off-world, recognizing their efforts in thwarting Thulsa Doom's coup on Atlantis as worthy of his respect. Their next destination, Asgard, realm of the gods and legends. There, they hope to find a way to Sword and Shield, a hidden cosmic citadel where their quest for their lost kin, Rachel and Nathan Summers, may truly begin. Now, as the space whale known as the Acanti stirs beneath them, its colossal form lifting them towards the stars, the children of the Blindfather ascend once more, to gods, to fate, and to the next chapter of their saga. The children of the Blindfather step from the wreckage-forged throne of Atlantis and into the cold embrace of the sea. Behind them, Namor's silent judgment lingers like a tide that refuses to recede. Before them, the great Acanti waits, vast, gentle, and ancient beyond understanding. Its immense eyes watch them with quiet empathy. Without a word, it shifts forward, allowing the family to climb onto the smooth, bioluminescent patterns of its back, glyphs that pulse faintly beneath their feet like veins of starlight. As you settle in, the Acanti begins to ascend, leaving the throne room and rising slowly through the undersea world. All around you, the ocean shimmers with motion. Towering kelp forests sway like cathedral curtains. Bioluminescent jellyfish drift in slow, dreamlike dances, and Atlantean statues stand sentinel among coral gardens. Strange fish flicker past like thoughts in deep meditation. As you climb higher, the blue water begins to lighten. Pressure begins to build in your chests, unnatural and discomforting. For a moment, it feels as if your lungs might burst. Then, release. You cough violently, water spewing from your mouths in great heaving bursts. Then, air. Sweet, fresh air fills your lungs once again. The Acanti crests the surface of the ocean with a thunderous breach, scattering sunlight and salt spray in a dazzling arc. And above, blue sky, warm and alive, no longer shadowed by the curse of the Everwinter. Below you, you can see the southern reaches of Hyboria, once gripped by frost and death. They're beginning to thaw. Forests glisten with melting ice. Rivers are flowing freely. The clouds that once swirled above the land of the lost above Hyboria have been torn away, revealing a bright summer day. The wind stirs the treetops far below. From this height, the land is a painting of green, gold, and rebirth. And you feel it. Not just the change in the world, but the change in yourself. You've made a difference here. You saved this place. Conan, Khazar, the people of the South, they are no longer strangers. They are part of a story that your family helped shape. Pride begins to well up in your hearts. You may have been strangers when you arrived, but now you leave as legends. The Acanti climbs higher, piercing the clouds, then beyond them. The sky darkens. The curvature of Hyboria spreads below like a canvas of life, and ringing it a halo of shattered moonrock, the remains of Krakoa. What once was a thriving sanctuary of mutant kind, the birthplace of your people and the Blindfather, Scott Summers, is now a crystalline wound wrapped around Hyboria. Beautiful, but broken. The ring glows with fragments of soil and cracked marble drifting silently in space. A memorial to lives lost and a warning to all who look upon it. God Emperor Doom did this. The truth now sits heavy on your chests. This was no accident. This was annihilation by design. And yet, beyond it all, the stars open before you. Not through a viewpoint, not through shielding or walls. You are truly exposed to the void. But the Acanti keeps you wrapped in its own living field of air and warmth, its own atmosphere. It is silent out here in the void. Peaceful. Stunning. The stars are no longer points of light. They are living fires, dancing in the darkness. Nebulas drift like oil on water, shimmering with violet and gold. Distant worlds flicker on the horizon, each one a mystery waiting to be discovered. Shooting stars blaze across the black. For a moment, just a moment, the universe feels limitless and welcoming. Usharia. I'm sharing a little picture with you here. You see this solar system that you are currently in with your cosmic awareness for the first time in its entirety. At the center, a massive sun, burning with orange fire. There are 4 planets within the system. The closest to the sun, a planet of fire called Corbin, inhabited by a race of horse-faced humanoids with orange skin. They live in small camps across the globe, cowering in fear from the plague of fire demons unleashed on the planet by the Asgardian god of fire, Surtur. There's something about this fire, Usharia, that burns on this planet. Something that forms a pit in your stomach. This means something, but you do not yet know what that is. Next in line is a planet called the Badlands. It's a barren desert planet, harsh and unforgiving, ruled by crime and punishment, a lonely place where the rich and powerful lord over the poor. Now, both of those lie closer to the sun than Hyboria, where you just left behind. Both places that you feel you and your family would not want to go. Fortunately, you're moving away from them and towards the furthest planet, the one Namor has sent you in the direction of, Asgard, the planet of forgotten gods. It's the largest in the system, surrounded by a glorious rainbow nebula. As this image enters your vision, the rest of the family can see the shimmer of the nebula off in the distance, and the Acanti has its sights set on the beautiful celestial body far in the distance. It will take some time to get there. How long, you cannot say. The Acanti hums, low and melodic, a sound felt more than heard. It resonates in your bones like an old lullaby. Though you feel as though you float slowly across the heavens, the stars drift past faster than your minds can truly comprehend. The Acanti moves with cosmic speed, but silent as a dream. Nooks along the Acanti's back allow you to lie down, to breathe, to look skyward and simply be. Something happens to you while you are lounging there on the back of the Acanti, and it's a rare stillness that washes over you after all of the adventures that you have had on Hyboria. It's like a breath that you've needed for quite a long time. A pause in the storm. You find comfort here, and eventually sleep will come. And with that sleep, the barn doors of the family farm creak open to reveal the golden light of late afternoon. Dust motes float lazily in the air. The smell of hay, sweat, and animal musk hangs heavy. Inside, Usharia and Lopes move in practiced rhythm, pushing feed carts, checking the large stalls, rubbing down the kit bulls who grunt and purr like oversized feline oxen. One of them nudges Lopes playfully. He smirks and shoos it away with mock annoyance. The kit bulls' thick tails swish, dust kicking up from the hay-strewn floor. Usharia leans against a stall door, pulling her gloves tight. Lopes tosses her an apple from a nearby crate. She catches it with ease. There's an easy silence between these two, born out of long hours and an older trust. A soft wind blows through the loft window above, setting the wind chimes jangling. Then the lights in the barn flicker, only for a moment. A second wind gusts through, colder this time. The kit bulls grow nervous, hooves scraping the floor. One lets out a low, uneasy moan. Another growls and retreats into its stall. Lopes, you look at Usharia and you say, "Did you hear that?" Usharia stiffens. The chimes are no longer jangling randomly. They're playing a melody. familiar, but wrong. Ting, 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 ting. A single burned hand with razor claws gently taps a rhythm on the metal bars of the cattle pen. Ting, 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 ting. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. And it slides away just as quickly as it appeared. Barn lights shut off completely. Darkness. The only light now filters in, blood red, through the soft window above. Smoke curls in from the corners, though there is no fire. Yet. Usharia and Lope stand back to back, watching the shadows crawl. 3, 4, better lock the door. A sudden shriek. A pit bull is yanked backward into the darkness, stall door splintering, its howl choked short. Blood paints the barn wall. Then, from the rafters, a figure drops down, upside down, like a spider. His skin is melted and cracked, oozing steam. His clawed glove gleams. His red and green sweater hangs in tatters. His hat sits at an impossible angle, casting deep shadows over his eyes, except one glints yellow in the dark. Aren't you two a cozy pair? The golden child and the hammerhand. Pop's little warriors. Too bad Poppy's dead. Tell me something. Do you think you deserve to make it out alive? After what you've left behind? After all those screams in New Haven? He raises his clawed glove and drags it along the wooden support beam, sparks flying from the wood. I've been inside your heads. I know what you're afraid of. I know what keeps you awake at night. And I am here to make sure you never wake up again. And he raises his hand. And we switch to Griffin and Clag. The trail in the backwoods of New Haven winds through lush alien woods. Shafts of lavender light cutting through the tall, whispering willows. Their leaves sway like they're speaking in tongues, brushing gently against the old trail as Griffin and Clag guide their wagon forward. 2 thick baskets of harvested crops rattle behind them. Sweetgrass, knuckleroot, clustered sun squash. The 2 of you move in silence, content. The trail is as familiar as your own heartbeat. The scent of earth and blooming vine brush brings a welcome calm. The purple stream to your right babbles along as it always has. Clag chuckles, gesturing at a lazy moth lizard floating just beneath the water's surface. Betcha Thalia would have named that thing Sparkle or something. Griffin smirks and says, Jace probably would have tried to eat it. The 2 of them share a brief laugh, and for once the world feels safe. But then the stream veers off more sharply than it should. The trees thin. You round a familiar bend, and it's not familiar at all. Before you lies a clearing that you've never seen before. A crystal lake stretches wide under a sky suddenly clouded in gray. There's a dock, old and crooked, A rowboat bobs gently. Beyond, a loose cluster of cabins with sagging roofs sit in silence. No birds chirp, no wind moves. Even the willows stop whistling. A rusted wooden sign juts out from the earth like a grave marker. Camp Crystal Lake. This isn't on the map, and it wasn't here yesterday. Then you hear it. From behind one of the cabins, a lumbering shape emerges. Massive, hulking, wearing torn, rotted workman's clothes, soaked in centuries of rot. A cracked hockey mask hides the face, but the silence is more terrifying than any scream. In his right hand, he carries a rusted machete, blackened with age and blood. We need to go, Griffin says, taking a step back. But the trail behind you is gone. Only woods. And those woods are tighter and too close, like they're pressing in. The hulking figure doesn't run. He simply walks forward, one heavy bootfall at a time, never breaking stride. Flag draws a hatchet from his belt, and he hurls the hatchet, spins end over end, and sticks in the man's chest with a wet thunk. He stumbles, but he doesn't fall. Instead, he reaches up slowly and pulls it out. The creature moves again, and there's nowhere to run. Now, even though Larry isn't here tonight, I shall read his little dream. The hum of a buzzsaw slices the stillness. Larry stands bent over his workbench in the shack, a converted barn just beyond the main farmhouse. Sunlight streams in through the slats of the wooden walls, catching the dust motes swirling through the air like fireflies in slow motion. It smells of warm oil, sawdust, and old tobacco, a familiar, comforting scent. He wipes his brow and tightens a gear into place. The device on the table, a mechanical bird with brass wings and solar harvesting heart, chirps to life and flaps twice. Larry chuckles. Blindfather gonna love this. In the corner, a half-assembled automaton goat wheezes as its hydraulic legs twitch, a project for Jace that's been gathering cobwebs. Then Larry hears it. Thump. From the back of the shack. He pauses. The buzzsaw slows and stops. Hello? No answer. Thump. Skitter. Larry grabs a wrench, wiping it once on his coveralls, and walks towards the source. The back shelf stacked with boxes, toolkits, and a few forgotten childhood toys. Something moves between the crates, small and quick. He kneels and lifts a frayed burlap sheet, and a red sneaker sticks out. Then the head turns. A plastic face, too lifelike, freckles, wide, staring blue eyes, a mop of red hair. It smiles. Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play? The doll leaps forward with a feral screech, a rusty screwdriver in one hand. Larry stumbles back, the thing clawing at his leg. He kicks hard, sending Chucky tumbling across the floor, bouncing off the birdcage in the corner. But Chucky is too fast. He vanishes beneath the workbench. Larry grabs the nearest thing he can, the automaton goat, and throws it, smashing the birdcage just as Chucky lunges again. You're in my workshop now, Larry. The walls of the shack shift, suddenly covered in children's drawings, grotesque stick figures of Larry and the family being stabbed, hung, set on fire. Red crayon drips down like blood. Chucky scurries across the ceiling like a spider, and he leaps again. And we cut to Jace and Thalia. The morning sun beams through the gingham curtains of the Blindfather's home. The old farmhouse creaks gently with life. The scent of sizzling butter and warm flapjacks fills the air. You and Thalia sit at the wooden breakfast table, carved with years of little nicks and drawings from your childhood. A chipped ceramic pitcher of maple syrup waits beside a glass bowl of strawberries. The Blindfather, clad in a loose robe and house slippers, hums a tune from the old world, something comforting, something familiar. He flips a pancake with theatrical flair and chuckles. All right, almost done, you two. But I forgot the milk. Left it outside to chill on the block. Be right back. He walks out the back door with a jangle of wind chimes. The door shuts behind him with a click. And then silence. Too much silence. The clock on the wall ticks louder now. The faucet in the kitchen sink drips. 1, 2, 3. Jace, the flapjacks on your plate are seeping. Not with syrup, something thicker, something crimson. A draft rolls through the kitchen. The flapjack batter, still sizzling in the pan, starts to hiss like whispering voices. The room's warm yellow light takes on a slightly green hue. The smell of cooking turns to damp fur and moldy basement air. And then you hear it from under the table. Jace. Yeah. A ball rolls out from under the table. It's red, wet, sticky, painted with a crude smiley face. There's a tuft of orange hair stuck to it. Suddenly, the entire house groans like it's breathing. Paint peels from the walls and fast forward. The wood under your bare feet becomes soft and spongy, mildewed. Black veins crawl up the walls like mold. The kitchen window goes black as dozens of balloons press against it from the outside. Red ones, bumping and squeaking together. One pops with a scream. You'll float too. A voice sings from the hallway, childish and cruel. Then, from the pitch-dark doorway where the Blindfather exited, a shape crawls in. A clown, too tall for the frame, body bending in ways bones shouldn't bend. His eyes glow yellow, and his smile stretches as he lurches into the room on all fours, sniffing the air. His voice is candy sweet and rotted at the same time. The clown stands slowly towering in the tiny kitchen. His fingers twitch like he's conducting a silent orchestra of screams. His mouth begins to open wider and wider, splitting his face unnaturally. Inside, rows of teeth spiral into blackness. He laughs, but the laugh is not his. It's Thalia's voice. It's Jace's voice. It is the Blindfather. The walls bleed words now. You'll float, you'll float, you'll float too. And Pennywise lunges. Okay, so since we're running in 4 completely separate scenes here, I think I'm going to start with Usharia, Lopes, and Freddy. So in that order, Usharia, it looks like you would be first up.
Okay.
So Freddy has now dropped into the stall that the two of you guys are in, and he's got claws bared, and he is moving in towards you at the moment. So you still have initiative over him, so you get to go first.
Well, I see a blade. I think a blade. I'm gonna vibrang. I have vibarangs, or do I only have my New Haven?
You would have had the
So
Viberings with you
I
on
did
New
have them
Haven,
then. Okay,
but
sure.
when you had them on New Haven, they didn't have the bladed edge.
Yeah.
So, if you would like
Okay.
for them to have the bladed edge, make a psyche
hmm
feat.
Okay. Um, Psyche. Karma? Is there karma in a nightmare?
There is karma. 78. All right, so yes. You look down and realize that it's not the blade that you normally carry, and as you look at it, you see the glistening of the blade now beginning to form.
hmm It looks like my vibarangs, and I know they're my vibarangs, but they don't feel like my vibarangs. Okay. So I'm sending that towards
Towards
Freddy.
him? Okay. All right, go ahead and make
Yeah.
that attack.
Okay, and that is scroll. Okay. No.
61 is a yellow.
Oh, I'm rolling on Thalia. Whoops.
Oh, well, that's
Two.
okay. But you just might have her highlighted, but that's still
Yeah.
yours, right?
Mm,
You rolled on the amazing column.
yes.
Yeah, so yeah, you're good. Okay,
Ooh.
so you send it at him, and it hits him with a thunk and lands directly in his chest. How much damage does that do?
Remarkable.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Amazing to hit if thrown, excellent to hit if used as a melee, causes remarkable blunt damage. Is that what I mean?
Yeah, and
Yep.
we've been treating
Okay.
it the same for the blade.
Bladed.
So yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it sinks into his chest. It stops him where he's at for a moment. He looks down and he's like, "Ah, the bitch has got blades too. I like the taste." Pulls it out and licks it. And I think he goes next. And he, after he licks it, reels back and returns it in your direction. Got a 100 to hit.
We're gonna die.
Now you can choose to evade or dodge. That this would be a dodge, but because it's a 100, unless you get a 69 or even a 100 won't actually do it. Unless you get a 69, you're not going to be able to evade that, and it's still going to be a red. So if you want to dodge, you certainly can. You know, just say that you want to do it and roll for it and take your chances and hope you get a 69.
Okay.
Does that have to be a natural
Has to
69?
be a natural 69, yes.
Oh.
I knew that question was coming.
An unnatural 69.
I would like to spend
And this is
32 karma points to get it to
Yes.
exactly 69.
is that rolled under fighting?
That would be agility.
Agility. And karma?
Yep.
No. Yep,
You can call
karma.
karma, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so 76, you can get that up to a red by spending karma. And
I get it down to a 69.
with the,
It did a 95, I think.
let's see, on the remarkable column, get it up to a 95, yeah.
It's been 19.
Okay,
Right,
so
I've dodged.
you did not dodge, but you attempted to dodge.
I have tried to dodge.
And it hits you and sinks right into your chest, almost exactly the same spot where you hit him. You need to roll an endurance feat. 59. You are not dying, and you're actually not stunned, but you take 30 points of damage.
Okay.
And that was his first attack. And he rushes forward, grabs hold of the blade that is now in your chest, and pushes it in further. Got a 64 green. That you cannot dodge. And you would take another 30 points of damage from that. And he says, "Does it taste as sweet on this end?" And then he gets a 42 to plunge his claws into your gut. And you're going to take 50 points of damage from that.
I don't think I have 50 points.
Then you take it down to 0 and roll endurance.
With karma?
Yep, you can call karma.
Well, I think I would.
Okay, 84, you are not dying, but you are unconscious. And Freddy looks at Lopes, and he says, "Next." And it's your turn, Lopes.
Can I roll for multiple actions?
Yes, you may.
Okay, what do I roll on? Is that fighting? Is that... No, is it fighting?
Yep.
Okay, karma. Oh, that was Larry. That was... Hold on, I almost rolled under Larry. Okay, karma. Okay, that gets me 3.
Yep.
And let me spend my karma real quick.
You can just spend
I'll
10, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So he is right next to me.
He's next to Usharia. You'd have to step in.
Oh, yeah, so he's close enough. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take a step forward. And for my first action, I want to hit him with my null blade.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call karma. I'm going to try and hit him as hard as I can with that.
Okay.
Karma. Ugh. 39, that was on unearthly. So I need to bring that up to a 46. Yeah, so I can bring that up to a yellow, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll just spend my 10.
All right. And how much
And
damage?
that does amazing damage.
Okay. All right, and you run him through. It goes into his belly and out his back, and a greenish black spray hits the wall behind him. Oh, nice one. Give me some more.
I feel like we're supposed to lose. Okay. So that was... What is plasma generation?
It's like an eye blast.
That's right. All right. Well, let me check something real quick. I can never remember the order of things. Okay. Oh, that does less damage than my null blade. Okay. In that case, I want my Zapole to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like him to attack as well.
Okay.
So I just roll my doppelganger, right?
You just got to say that you're doing it, and you
I'm doing it.
Look in the direction that you want it, and I'll put him there. Where do you want him?
On the other side. No,
Okay.
I want him right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
All right, well, yeah, right there. That's fine.
All right.
And I want that guy to zap him
Okay.
with his
Blade.
With his blade, and he doesn't have karma.
But he can use yours.
Ooh, well, I will grant him some karma. 59. Okay, cool. And that was under, what was that? Incredible. So I need to bring that up to a 61. I'll just spend my 10.
Okay.
So that brings me up to a yellow.
All right, another 50.
50 what?
Points of damage.
Oh, is that what I did to him?
I thought it was.
Okay.
Amazing.
That's incredible
right?
damage.
Oh, it's
incredible damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
40 points. Okay.
All right, so he skewers him, and it comes out through the front.
Yeah.
And he says, "Ah, oh, you got a butt buddy. I didn't know you had a butt buddy."
I like this guy, personally. Okay, so that's 2 actions, right? I have a third?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, I want to try and decide if I want to use my martial arts A and try and stun him. Slam an opponent, regardless of their strengths and endurances. Alright, I'm gonna just go for the knockout. So I'm gonna use my null blade again.
Okay.
I ran that into him, and then we got a positive blade coming the other side,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to try to whack him again with it.
All right.
I'll call karma again. Oh dear. Okay, so that was on unearthly, so I need to bring that up to a green, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get that to a 16. I'll just spend my 10 then.
Okay.
Okay,
And that's
so I got
another
that
50, right?
That does. What, where'd it go? Lobes. You think I'd memorize this? Amazing damage, so yes, 50.
Okay. All right, so you basically just rip it out of him, and like his intestines just fall out to the side and are dangling down his leg. He's like, "Oh, wow, that's really something." And we will go to... Hi, Dana. Welcome.
We're all getting ready to die.
Great.
Just so you
Here
know,
for it.
you're in a dream state, and you are facing Pennywise the Clown.
Oh, fantastic. Love clown.
Let's go to Clag and Griffin. So in order of initiative, Jason goes first. Jason.
Who's Jason?
Jason continues to walk forward to the two of you. Gets right in between. Machete in one hand and axe in the other one. He takes a swipe at Griffin with his machete. Ooh, and got a 4 and missed. With the axe, he swings at Clag. Got a 50 to hit on that one.
Were we back up to full health?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay. I will dodge.
Evade.
Evade, yeah. What kind of do I need to roll for multiples before I do that?
Either or, doesn't matter.
Okay. Karma.
Nick of time.
I know. I'll take it up to yellow.
Okay, so that'll be a -4 column shift. Okay, so he rolled 50 on the monstrous. Alright, still hits. And you take 75 points of damage.
Oh, dear lord. That's not cool. 75 something. Wow. Okay, why didn't that take? There we go. Okay.
And then for his last attack,
Mm-hmm.
he takes a swipe with the machete once again at Griffin.
Okay.
I suggest you evade.
Yeah. I'm wondering, what would it take to just separate my body in the path that he's swinging?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing I can? Is that a thing I can even try to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can certainly do that, and that would be a part of the evade.
Okay.
So, yeah, so just if you just want to say, I want to evade, make a roll for that under fighting. Or
Understood.
actually, hold on. What's your rank in fighting?
Incredible.
And what is your rank in your anatomical separation?
Remarkable.
Okay, so I would do the fighting.
Okay.
I was going to say if your anatomical separation was greater, I'd let you roll that.
Yep. All right, cool. Karma. Woof.
Okay, you can get that up to a red. That'd be a -6. And if
Yep,
it's a
let's do
-6, then you dodge or you evade.
Sweet.
Okay. And then after that, we go to Clag.
Alrighty. Since he is standing right in front of me, I want to take the Manrique Gusari,
Mm-hmm.
wrap it around his neck,
Mm-hmm.
and jump as high as I possibly can
All right.
with him, and fling him as far away from us as I possibly can.
Okay. Are you going to let go of the Manrique Gusari?
One end so that it unravels.
Got it.
So do you want me to do a grapple first?
Yeah, but I would probably do that instead of strength in this case, since you're using your weapon. I would use whatever your weapon skill is on that.
Gotcha. Okay. Alrighty. Karma.
Okay.
5. Yeah, 10 gets it up to the yellow.
And then how much damage does that do?
This does good damage.
Okay. All right. So you've got him around the neck.
And now I will hyperleap. Incredible. Karma. And that'll get to the yellow as well.
All right. Are you jumping straight up, or are you going in a direction?
I will I've got to go in a direction to get momentum to fling him.
Okay. So put yourself where you want to go.
Let's see. I will go. Let me pull back a little bit. Is this like a structure?
Yeah.
You said we're in a pasture.
No,
Okay.
not a pasture. This is the campground.
Oh, so that's
So
our
those
campground.
are cabins, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I'm going to fling him off the map then to the south. That's where I would like to. I don't want to fling him towards the camp.
Okay.
Because, even though I think all of our people are there, or, we'll go up over here into the woods.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then we'll get up in the air about there and fling him.
Okay. All right, make a, I'd say another fighting feat for that.
Karma.
All right, 98. All right.
Mhm.
He goes a-flying. And off into the woods. Over there. And then do you have another action?
If you want to count that as just one action, sure. I had two.
You had two. Okay, so no, that was two then.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I figured.
All right. Okay, so Griffin.
I'll roll for extra actions. It's fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, karma.
Oof.
Okay, great. Listen,
Good.
one action's fine.
You can get it up to 31, and that'll get you one extra.
Sweet. I will do this. Okay. And I will just move. I mean, I'll move somewhere around here. Actually, I'll move actually right next to Clag. And use biophysical control to try to bring in some of the damage that Clag has been dealt
Mm-hmm.
into me.
Okay.
So I've got damage transferal at incredible, and so I can heal by that power rank. So I can heal him 40 if
Okay.
should I succeed? Should I succeed? Right.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to call karma.
45 will do it.
Okie dokie.
So Clag heals 40.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to absorb that 40 into Iron Will,
Okay.
which maxes me out in terms of how much I can absorb into Iron Will.
Okay.
I'm going to hold my other action because I cannot make it all the way to Jason.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
All right. From there, I think we'll go to Thalia and Jace and Pennywise. So, Dana, just so you know, he has kind of morphed into this large, kind of almost spider-like form, and is kind of blocking your exit from the room.
Okay.
And let's see here. I think it looks like Jace, I think, goes first.
Okay. I'll try for rolling fighting for multiple actions. Karma. Yikes.
Get it up to a 36.
Like father, like son.
Yep, I'll do that. Let me just note this real quick. Don't forget. All right. Does green give me anything? Does it give me 2?
That would give you 2 total, yeah.
Okay. Does Jace question his reality at all? Does this seem totally normal, or does this seem like a dream?
You make a reason feat.
Okay. Karma. So I got a 52 green. If I need to move it up a yellow, I'll spend karma for that.
If you move it to a yellow, then yeah, I think you would realize it's a dream. If it's a green, something's off, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
I'll make it a yellow.
Okay.
That's cool. Am I a lucid dreamer now? My dream was it Dream Nights or whatever it was? Well, I guess
Dream Warrior.
Dream Warrior, that's what it was, yeah. Or Dream Warriors, yeah. I'm gonna tell Thalia, is like, I think this is some kind of sick dream or something. This isn't real. I don't think. This can't be real, right? And then I will is there any what kind of objects are around us?
I mean, just regular kind of everyday kitchen items, all kind of covered in mold and mildew now.
Yeah. Nothing hot on the oven, right?
Well, you got that skillet that was cooking the pancakes.
Okay, I'm gonna grab that skillet and smash him in the face.
Okay.
Try to with it. Is that cool?
Yep.
Do I roll fighting?
Fighting.
Karma.
44. Remarkable. I think that's a 36 again to get it. Or, I'm sorry. That would be to get it to yellow, 71.
Okay, I'll spin that. To get a yellow.
And
what
what
happens?
What's your strength?
It's so awesome. So excellent. Hoping maybe there's a little extra column shift of Oh well, I do have martial arts. B gives me a +1 column shift in fighting, or is it just does it do damage?
Yeah, but that would be pretty much hand to hand, not with a weapon in hand.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm hoping maybe it's a column shift of grease.
All right, so
Dream
you
logic.
smack him upside the face, and it leaves just a little sizzling, kind of blistering mark on his face. And he looks at you and he says, "Oh, JC, that's not nice." And you have another action?
Oh, I do, yeah. Can I do my powers working? Do they feel like they're working?
You can certainly try.
That's why I'm hoping, if I know it's a dream, maybe I can tap into them. We'll see. I will try to wrap my arm around some key leg or some of their legs and try to flip it over or smash it up against the wall or something. With
Okay.
wrestling.
All right.
Grappling. So I'll do a wrestling move then. Karma.
48. And I think spending 10 will get you up there.
Okay.
And
So-
that is on grappling. That's a partial. So yeah, you're able to get his leg and kind of take a yank. Make an agility feat for him. And you topple him. He falls backward on his back. And
I'll be like, we all fall down here.
Thalia.
All right. Can I do extra actions?
You certainly
Or
may.
okay, and that's fighting, yes?
Yep.
I did not say karma. Fuck.
37, that'll get you 1 extra, so 2 total.
Okay. I hear Jace say, I think we're in a dream, and I'm like looking around thinking like, yeah, this feels weird. Maybe not. But I'm gonna follow his lead and just spark an arrow and shoot it at whatever the underside. That's disgusting. I just realized how gross that is. With all the control. spark and kinetic and all of that. Okay, karma.
Ooh, 4.
I guess I don't do that at
Huh?
all.
I mean, you can still get it up to a green if you want. That would be a 26 to
Okay,
get it to green.
I'll get it to a green.
And then how much damage does that do?
Amazing if using TK. Remarkable without Oh wait, with spark. Sorry. Remarkable damage without spark, but it has spark, so 60 points.
Okay.
With spark.
All right, so he fell backwards, kind of bearing the underbelly of that spider-like kind of form, and you hit it kind of right in the center, and it just spews out this like green goo.
Nice.
And it catches fire as well.
Awesome.
And then you've got one more action.
How do I... This is probably a bad time to ask this, but how do I use my fire bender stuff? Not on my sheet.
Yeah, no,
Is it always a power stunt?
Until it's not, yeah.
Until it's not. So I know the first time I did it, or maybe the second time. God, I think I've tried it once at least. I don't remember. I didn't take notes, I don't think. I know I'm like closer.
Yeah, I know you had it at least once.
Let's call it once then. And with all that fire, I'm gonna try to focus it Stephen King style, fire starter style.
Okay.
So that it just surrounds him. What?
Does your hair blow back and stuff?
My hair blows back. Drew Barrymore, my very best Drew Barrymore.
All right, so call karma and spend 100 karma points.
Okay. And then I roll. Why are you doing that?
Yeah, and I would roll the pyrokinesis.
Okay, I said karma, so.
Ooh, 4 again?
What the? Loaded dice. Fucking loaded dice. I think I lose something there too, don't I?
You lose your 100 karma points and it didn't work. And you focus on the fire and unfortunately reverse it and snuff it out.
Nice. Glad I could help.
And now it's Pennywise's turn.
Yay. I'm about to die.
He kind of flips backward and puts the spider legs on the wall and climbs up to the ceiling and is now over top of you. And he says, "Oh, little firebug. Firebug, it's time to meet the spider." And he lets go of the ceiling and flips over in an effort to kind of grapple you with those arms.
Okay.
Got a 65.
Am I able to evade or...
In this case, because it's a grapple, it's going to be a contested strength. So you're going to roll strength.
Can I say karma?
Yep.
Karma.
32.
God.
You can get it up to a green, but that's not going to be enough, so I just spend the 10.
Yeah.
And you are going to take 50 points of damage from that.
Holy crap.
And you feel your bones beginning to be crushed.
Yeah.
You hear a rib break.
I think I'll take a nap now.
So he's got you now in this embrace, and you feel the heat of his breath that's coming out of this mouth that is just filled with teeth. And he opens it wide and begins to bite down on your head.
Oh, shit. Ugh.
Got a green, still hits. And you feel just this sliminess of his mouth coming over top of your face. And then these little pricks of the teeth just biting into your flesh. And you take 75 points of damage.
I'm dead.
And it's
I don't have that many.
okay, take it down to 0.
Bye. Wake up.
Why couldn't it have been Chucky the doll?
The little guy, not the spider.
And make an endurance feat.
Can I say karma?
Yep.
Karma.
Okay, you're not dead yet. But you feel basically your life force being drawn out of you. And it is just this wave of panic and fear and terror that is just being ripped out of you.
Horrible.
And then we'll go to Larry and Chucky. Looks like Chucky gets to go before Larry.
Oh no.
So he's leaping.
Oh,
He's leaping off of the crate over here towards Larry with a knife in hand. And slashes towards his face. Got a 1. It
That's
hits,
amazing.
It hits Larry's mask and catches it, and the knife flies out of Chucky's hand. And Chucky goes, "Fuck! Fuckity! Fuck! Shit! Fuck!" and goes running off after it. So Larry, it's your turn.
Larry wants to roll for multiple actions. Can I spend Larry's karma?
Yeah, he's not here.
Karma. Oh, I don't have permission to execute the macro. Excellent.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to roll fighting. That's okay. I can do it down
Yeah,
here.
you do it at the bottom there. It's probably just
Yeah.
because you're not the owner of the
Yeah, okay.
sheet.
Karma. Oh,
68.
Oh, so close.
that was excellent. Can get that up to yellow.
Yep, and that's
Need to
what
get
you
to a
need
71.
That's what you need to get to.
Okay. Well, if I spend 10, I get there, so... Whoops. I almost took 200 karma off. Okay. So how many multiple actions do I get?
2
3?
total.
2 total. Okay, cool. All right. So Chucky's gone? He's not in front of me anymore?
He is now running off in this direction, but he's still within reach.
Okay. Because he is a demon-possessed doll, is he considered an inorganic material?
He is.
Oh, well. I would like to grab Chucky by the hair and turn him into a basketball.
Well, you can't change his form, but you can change what he's made out of, or turn him into something else, another element or something.
Oh, I thought I could actually reform him and turn him into reshape him into a ball, a Chucky ball with no hands.
Oh, well, no, you can. Yep, you can.
Okay.
Yep. You
Yeah,
sure
so I basically want to turn him into a potato shape.
can. Okay.
I want to push his feet and hands and close his mouth and turn him into a potato.
Okay. So the first thing that you would need to do would be to make a grappling attack,
Okay.
and that's unfortunately on the good column.
Oh, is that the S in
that's
phase
a
rip?
strength. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is not going to go well. Sorry, man. Okay, so karma, of course, because it's not mine.
Ooh, good thing.
I got an 11.
And
A
I
good column.
don't think that's going to work.
Ugh.
46.
Okay, we can consider this a grabbing, which is a take. So yes, you make contact.
Okay, great. So if I did take it up to a 46 from an 11, that would be what, 35 points of karma? Larry, this is going to be epic. You're going to wish you were here. Okay, so I have a hold of him.
Yep.
Was that one action?
Yep.
Or is that just...
That's one action, yep.
Okay, so my second action then is going to be use his... Is it hyper invention? Molding?
To shape him,
Yeah.
it's the molding.
Molding, okay.
Mhm.
Where's
And
that listed?
yeah, so it is incredible, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to try and turn Chucky into a potato, and I wanna start with like his feet and hands,
Okay.
basically pushing him into his form.
All right.
So it's incredible. I'm gonna call Karma. Natural 100. Let's do it. Oh, incredible. And I needed to get that up to a 61, so I'll do that to get it into the yellow. 4.
And he only weighs like maybe 6 pounds. So, I mean, Larry takes damage anytime he does this. So you
Yeah.
take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
But you grab his arms and just start stuffing them into his body.
Yeah. Trying to neutralize the threat.
And he's like, "Ah, no, wait, oh, shit. Oh, what the fuck? You're a sick motherfucker."
I say, potato. Mean doll, be potato. I lost my voice. I'm sorry. Potato. Oh no.
All right, so that rolls us back around to Lopes and Usharia. Usharia's out. And... Oh, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask if, since it's an unconscious, natural, constantly running like a machine cosmic awareness that I have, that
Uh-huh.
it's not an actual action to make that happen. Am I still able to potentially be cosmically aware?
Since
Check
we're
your
in,
Even if
italics
I'm not-
column.
if we were in the real world, no. But this is your
Okay.
consciousness here that we're dealing
Mhm.
with.
Okay.
So I think I will allow it, depending on what you
Okay.
want to do.
Well, what I'm thinking is I am aware of things in the universe, and those things include the sleeping minds of my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't know if it has to be a power stunt for me to go against my watcher nature of not intervening to actually communicate to them.
Okay. That's definitely a power
That's
stunt.
okay. That's what I would try to do
Okay.
if it's my turn.
Yeah, and it is. So yeah, spend 100 karma points and call karma. You need a red to be able to succeed.
Okay. Well, karma.
48. You can only get it to a yellow. What were you going to do?
I was going to say, wake up.
I will say that the rest of the family hears that. But if you try to wake up, there's no bonuses, there's no karma expenditure. You can attempt to wake up, but Usharia can do nothing to help you. Okay. Freddy.
Freddy.
He removes his claws from Usharia, who slumps to the floor, and takes a slice at Lopes, going for the throat. Ooh, and got a 2. Makes a second swipe towards the stomach. Got a 25. Misses with that one. Oh my god, and a 4. 3 swipes and misses all of them.
Blew his load.
And
Look like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Lopes, it comes to you. And he's like, stand still, fucker.
I shall not. And then I'm going to hit him with... so this is just the second turn, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That we're in now? Okay, so I can't use my martial arts D. So I'll just do Null Blade again. I'm going to take another swipe at him. I like to think he's slipping on the guts that I've already spilled.
Yeah.
So I'll call Karma.
68.
68. I'm on Unearthly. So let's take that up to a red. And that'll be an 86. So 18 points. Yeah, I'll spend that.
Okay. Alright, you take a swipe with the null blade, and it catches him right across the neck, severing the head, which goes flipping and lands on the table right here. And it comes to rest, and it rolls onto the stub of the neck, and it says, "Doom has eyes everywhere, fucker. My advice? Don't fall asleep again."
Do the eyes close, or is it still just like staring at me then?
Just staring at you.
Okay. Do I have any ability to help Isharia?
Yes, you just put your hand on her and say, "You'll be okay."
Okay, I'd like my second action
Yeah.
to be a very brotherly pat.
Uh-huh.
And
a reason feat to go along with that.
okay. And we're on like a stall, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
okay. I'm gonna rub a little dirt on her. That'll be okay then.
Yeah.
Reason feat. Oh gosh. Is that the R?
Yeah.
Why is it only okay, Karma?
29.
29. Can I bring that up to a green?
46.
Yep, I'll do that. Okay.
All right.
You'll be all right.
You've stabilized her.
I'm such a good brother.
Except when I wake up and there's like a mud mustache on my face and smudges all over.
What is this? You're welcome.
All right. Clag and Griffin comes back to you. And it's actually Jason's turn. You've lost sight of him, so you don't know where he is. So then it would go to Clag.
So I heard in my head Uzaria say, "Wake up."
Yeah.
I'll just turn and look at Griffin and go, "We need to wake up." And I'll slap him and try to wake myself up.
Can I dodge?
I think you were evading, weren't you? Yeah. So I mean, that's still active.
Yeah. Question marks.
Oh Lord,
Oh,
what did
man.
he just do? What do I need to roll to wake up?
Psyche.
Karma.
Ooh.
I'll just spend the 10.
Okay. All right. Needless to say, on a white, you do not wake up.
I would believe that. I'm still gonna slap him though.
You can try.
Hey,
Why don't you roll another 6?
I have 2 actions.
Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
Karma.
37.
I'll take it to the yellow.
Okay.
Oh
all right.
my Come on, man. You're saying I can't? You said I can evade?
You got a -6. So on the first yellow on remarkable, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It brings it down to shift 0. So actually, you do evade it.
Ah,
You missed
nice
me,
try,
bitch.
Rude.
I'll find my own way to wake up.
So now it's your turn.
Okay, listen, I agree with you. We do need to wake up. But I don't think slapping each other. If you getting hit with a chainsaw was or with a machete or with an axe wasn't enough to, to wake you up, I don't think you slapping me is the way to do it.
I wasn't trying to wake up though.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't trying to be woken up by your slap. So
Make an intuition feat real quick, Griffin.
Sure thing. Intuition karma. Very intuitive. I'm a very intuitive soul, deep down in my bones. Excellent. I need to get that to a 41. 20 points.
While Griffin is monologuing, Clag, you see a rusty machete blade pierce through his gut from behind.
Oh, lovely.
As Jason steps out of the shadows from the tree that is right behind him. And Griffin takes 75 points of damage.
75. Understood. I got it. That's lovely. I love it. 75. That takes me to. Okay. So that's still just kind of like pierced through me at the moment. Okay, that's fine.
Clegg just goes,
Look what you've done. Now look what you've done. This is because
this is not my fault. This is not. You should have woken up when I tried to slap you.
Stop rolling things.
The machete is drawn out of you, and then he comes crashing down on your shoulder with the second attack. Now, this one you can evade.
I will absolutely work to evade this one. I'm doing what again for that one?
Nothing. It's just a -6 column shift to his attack.
Wonderful.
So let's see here on 62. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still hits. You take another 75 points of damage, but it's not a stun.
All right. Well, I mean that will take me to 0.
Oops.
All right, make an endurance.
And I'll call karma.
44. All right, so you are not dying, but you are on the verge.
Alrighty.
And I think that's it for the two of you. And we're back to Pennywise and Jace.
So you said I could stabilize Talia?
Well,
Or she
not
really
at the
out
moment.
until, like, no.
Because you're still in the midst of battle. And she's also still embraced by Pennywise.
Oh, okay. I'll try to go and and try to grapple and hold Pennywise back before one move, and then I'll see if that works or not. Is that cool?
Yep.
Use my wrestling, grappling, and karma. 16.
Tim will get you up to a green.
Oh, just 10? Okay, I'll do that. And once I got it held, gosh, I don't know.
How much damage does that do?
Am I just holding it, or am I
Your
can actually?
strength damage.
Oh, my strength.
Mm-hmm.
My strength is 20.
Okay.
It's yeah. Although I get a column shift extra on wrestling if that matters.
On damage?
Yeah. Get one column shift on that.
Okay.
This probably won't work. How does power feats work? I gotta spin 100 and get a red. If I get a yellow, can I raise it to red with the karma?
Yes. I had to compute that for a second. Yes.
Yeah. I highly doubt this will work, but it'd be cool if it does. I would like to be like, well, let's see if before I make any kind of wording, let's just see if it works. I'm gonna try to make my teeth like his teeth and bite.
Okay. All right.
As a power feat.
I don't know. I don't think you need to. Not as a power stunt. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So what do I need to roll anything, or what's that? Does that
I mean,
fall under
it would be fighting.
fighting?
Mhm.
Okay. Like maybe would that martial arts B help out with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will do that with karma.
48. And get that to a yellow. That'll be
Okay,
edged damage. All right, so you bite him as you're grappling him, right?
Yeah, I'll just like make my teeth like he made his teeth when he bit her and try to bite him.
All right.
Did it work?
Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure out how much damage. So it would be 20 then. Okay, so you bite, and he lets out a wail. Ah! Oh! JC wants a hug. Ah, come, JC. Come. And he opens up the spider's arms now to return the embrace.
Now you're just making it weird, man.
I got a 7 and does not return the embrace with that. And instead, he shoots a web out of his ass and then pulls himself out of the room and disappears.
Oh, okay. So he exits the back entrance now.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see a raised hand by Thalia?
Yes, Thalia, you have a raised hand.
No, I don't know how that happened. How do I get
Hello.
rid of that? I'm here. I don't know how to get rid of that shit. I don't know Zoom. Whatever, dude.
And Larry has officially subdued Chucky. There's nothing that he can do to combat that. So we will now go back to Clag and Jason. So Clag, you're up.
Shit.
Oh, I didn't take points off there. Give me 1 second there. Jason did take some damage.
I will. First of all, I'll reach down to Griffin and stabilize him.
Yeah, you can't do that mid-battle.
Sure, I can. Do 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 do. He's too close. All right. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. Grapple him with the Manrike Gusari around the neck, but this time I'm going to go straight up and then slam him, and then once I reach the apex, like slam him back down into the ground.
Okay.
So, karma. You.
Ooh.
I'll take it to the green. Yuck.
All right. You
Roll
see,
through karma.
Jason bring the axe up in an attempt to kind of block you from doing that, but you're able to still wrap it around his neck.
Gotcha. Alrighty, then we'll jump. Karma. What the hell is wrong with me? How much karma do I have to spend tonight to die? Yeah, so I'll take it to the green, and we'll jump up and throw him back down to the ground.
All right. Where at?
Doesn't really, pretty much right underneath me.
Okay. So still in this area?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Why make it hard? Why make him come find me to kill me? So depending on how, let's see, I rolled a good, so that would do incredible damage.
Okay.
And then I'll just land pretty much back where I was.
And I'm assuming you went up probably at least 3 areas, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, so it would be unearthly damage. Alright, so you leap up, roll him out, and he goes slamming down back first into the ground right next to Griffin.
Gotcha.
And then I think that's it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Jace.
Wait, before you run off to Jace. Self-revival. Like I don't need to be like I could use like self-revival should be able to kick in and start to like heal me.
Yep, I forgot you had that.
Yep. So I would like to roll self-revival.
Okay.
Cool. Karma. Sweet. That should be enough to, like revive me in 1 to 10 minutes. I don't know exactly what changes, what causes it to be 1 minute or 10 minutes.
Green feet. Green feet means that all the body is present aside from spilled blood, and the body will revive in 1 to 10 rounds at your endurance rank.
Rounds, my bad, rounds.
So make a, if you go over to the chat window over on the right-hand side, click on the D100, or no, I'm sorry, the D10, and then click roll.
Oh, I see. Roll. Hey, look at that.
Hey, 1 round. Okay, there you go.
Cool. That's it. That's it for
Okay,
me.
all right.
I'm gonna take a round to just heal myself.
There we go.
And then you can heal yourself however much I think that's on the self-revival, so 50 points.
Yes. So I can do that now?
Yep.
Sweet.
All right, Jace.
Can I try to stabilize Valium?
You can. That'd be a reason feat.
Okie dokie. Karma. Reason. Boom. Ooh. Not real great reason. What would it take to get the green on that? Is it
Typical
C42?
51.
Oh, not too. Yeah, pretty close. I will do that. So I'm like, it's just a dream. It's just a dream. Wake up. And then I'm gonna try to spend my next action to wake up. If she like wakes up or she stabilizes, I'm gonna try to wake up.
Yeah, Thalia, you can heal up to 20 points.
Ooh, big time.
Oh, and Usharia, you would be able to heal up as well since he healed you, so you would heal up to actually 50 points.
He just rubbed some dirt on it.
All right, so if the two of you are going to try to wake up,
Yeah.
both of you make a psyche feat.
Karma. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I guess I
Get that
don't know
up
what
to
we
a
need.
yellow.
Yeah, if I need to,
Mm-hmm.
I'll do yellow.
And Thalia?
Ziggy, Karma.
Ooh, there you go. 91.
I'm awake.
Yeah, that'll get
Right?
you. Yeah. All right, back to Clag and Griffin. Clag's up first. Oh, Clag has stepped away. So Griffin, if you want to go.
Yeah, sure thing. I guess I'm going to use the talisman of the lion's roar. I'm just, I'm going to try and shout both for my own self boost of my own kind of like hyping myself up and also to hype up Clag to say, this isn't real. Just shout that out as loud as I can.
Okay.
Karma.
59. You can get that up to yellow. And then both of you make a psyche feat at a +2 column shift with the yellow.
Okay, psyche feat. All right, I'll call Karma on that as well. Okay.
Oh no. Maybe I'll let him roll whenever he gets back. I'll be nice and just I'll delete that one so that he doesn't even see it when he comes back.
So you said 2 column shift, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll be on Unearthly for that.
Oh,
I need
okay.
to get
All right.
to go from like if normally I would be doing that amazing, right?
Mhm.
I'd be going to Unearthly for that.
Yeah.
So I would need to get that to 86.
Yeah, and you can get your red.
I will do that.
And Lopes and Usharia, the two of you, once the head settles and says what he says, your dream comes to an end. And since Clint walked away and we're actually already past time, I'll say that he made that roll. So just between you and us, he made his roll.
Oh yeah, 100. He rolled 100.
Yeah, it was 100.
So awake.
Karma.
So the screams all come at once. They erupt into the same shared breath of terror as you awaken from your shared nightmares. Usharia bolts upright with a gasp, her eyes glowing faintly with residual psionic force. Thalia coughs hard, her voice hoarse as if she's been screaming for hours. Jace scrambles backward on all fours, eyes wild, looking for something that isn't there. Clag and Griffin blink rapidly, glancing at each other with the same unspoken question. Did that just happen? Larry stumbles from a shaded hollow that he had claimed in the Acanti's back, breathless and pale. Each of you is covered in sweat. You're healed up to your natural health. And the stars burn as cold as they did when you first drifted to sleep. But something has changed. The dreams, they weren't just figments of a weary mind. Something else was in there, watching. The Acanti lets out a low, thunderous rumble that reverberates through its massive frame. It's not a sound of peace, it's panic. Off to your right, breaking the field of cosmic light like a scalpel through canvas, a ship knifes through the vacuum. It's painted with midnight blue plating, vivid pink and purple trim, and gleaming gold inlays. It's as loud in design as the voice that soon booms out of it. A panel slides open with a hydraulic hiss, revealing a crew of hardened hunters, silhouetted by the ship's interior glow. You see them in an instant, a band of pirates or poachers, armed and battle ready, standing at the edge of the breach like wolves tasting blood. One, a towering figure with alien green skin and a brutal curved blade, levels a blaster in your direction. Another, in sleek red armor, crouches beside a bulkier mechanical form gleaming with merciless silver. Hovering behind them is a silver-haired charmer wearing a red coat and the emblem of a sun on his chest, and finally, hanging onto the edge of the door frame, a blue-skinned ruffian with a red fin on his head. Then a streak cuts through the void, a sharp metal harpoon streaking from the ship. It slams into the Acanti's hide with a sickening fleshy crunch. The great beast shudders in pain. A tether cable coils back toward the vessel, locking tight. The blue-skinned leader of the bunch calls out with a raspy voice, ragged with delight. "She's got some barnacles on her, boys. Looks like we're gonna have to pick 'em off. Can't let this one get away. Too much is riding on this one. Let 'em have it, Ravagers. I got the Weltrel on autopilot." And before you can process the words, weapons are raised. The dream may be over, but the nightmare has just begun. Say hello to Yandu and his merry band of Ravagers. And that's where we'll start next session.
What assholes.
Right?